Hi friends, I am Ravi C. Naikar. So in today's section, we are going to study about the environment and ecology. This is very important topic because without environment there is no life exist in any part of the universe. And so as we are preparing for upcoming exam, first and foremost we must understand what is the relevance of this subject and why we have to read, and what is the benefits of reading this particular chapter or subject effectively, because without having an environment no one can survive, right? And please remember this one, each organism is depend on another organism function. See, on the surface of the earth, in our solar system, life exists only on the surface of the earth, means every organism directly or indirectly depend on another organism. I will take a simple example. See, environment means nothing but what exactly happening. We are having a biotic and we have a abiotic. We have a biotic and we have a abiotic. Means this biotic means living organism and these are non-living organism. What exactly on the surface of the earth is going on? The interaction between the living organism and non-living organism, right? As a human being, we have to understand that why we have a life and what exactly happening around the environment, right? Because what exactly we are going to study in this particular subject, only the interaction between the living and non-living things, because every organism has to perform their function. I will take a simple example. If earthworms are not able to digest waste which is present in the soil, then the fertility of the soil is not going to increase. If there is no fertility of the soil, then there is no production of food, right? If there is no production of food, directly or indirectly, it is going to affect on environment itself, right? I will take a simple example. If grassland is going to increase on the surface of the earth, is it going to affect on human beings? If on the surface of the earth, if the grassland is going to increase on the surface of the earth, then it is going to affect on human being life or not? Yes, obviously it will affect, because the grass are going to utilize more fertility of the soil by making that less fertile soil, right? If the grassland is going to increase on the surface of the earth, definitely they will start consuming more fertility of the soil, right? If there is a more grassland, definitely there is a less fertility of the soil. If the less fertility of the soil, then there is a food production will be less, right? If there is food production less, means obviously it is going to affect on human beings, right? Not only human beings, in a food chain, entire food system will be disturbed, right? So if the grassland is also increase also problem and decrease also problem, right? I'll take a simple example. If the grassland has to increase, means definitely it is going to affect it. In order to balance this one, environment brought, that is herbivores. In order to balance this one, environment brought, that is herbivore, means sasyahari, means if the grassland is going to increase, we have a herbivores. If the herbivores are going to increase, definitely it is going to decrease the grassland, right? Then it is going to affect on human beings. Means if the grassland is going to decrease, means obviously we have more herbivores, means sasyahari, where they will start eating more grass, right? If the herbivores are going to increase, is it going to affect on human beings? Obviously, means grassland is going to decrease, then more soil is going to erode, right? Means if there is no grassland, definitely soil is getting loosened, right? And because of the action of wind as well the water, all the fertile soil will erode and enter into ocean bed, again waste, right? Again there is a less production of food, right? Again it is going to have an effect on human beings, right? So in order to balance this condition, nature have brought carnivores means mausari. In order to balance this one, the nature have brought carnivores. Again you can see that if the carnivores are going to increase, herbivores are decrease. If the herbivores are decreased, definitely there is a increase of a grassland. Again it is going to affect on human beings, right? That is less production of food. That's you can see that. That's you can say that nowadays each governments are putting huge money for the production of carnivores, right? For example, recently government of India have spent 400 crore on 8 cheetahs, right? Why? We have to balance the food chain. So this is how nowadays they are asking in an examination. This is how they are asking, because without studying environment, it is incomplete. That is, any civil examination always they are going to ask question on the environment, because without knowing the environment we cannot do anything, right? Because if there is no proper environment means every time we have to spend huge money on protection of a life, right? So that's why how exactly we are going to make a syllabus for environment and ecology, because every aspirant has to read environment, means environment. Nowadays you can say that the entire world are talking about environment. Maybe you might have heard the term called as global warming, right? Global warming, right? Best example, if I take this as the earth, if the global temperature is going to increase, definitely glaciers are going to melt, right? See, what is meaning of glacier? The water deposit which is present on the surface of the earth in the form of solid form, that is glacier. If the global temperature is going to increase, definitely it is going to increase the, it is going to increase the melting, right? I'll take this side. If global temperature increases, definitely glaciers will start melting, right? If glaciers are melting, definitely there is an increase of ocean level, right? If there is an increase of ocean level, means lots of the land is going to loss in a water, right? If lot of the lands is going to loss in a water body or water on the, again we will not be having a space for survival as well as food production, right? Again it is going to affect, right? So that's why in nowadays recent exam as well as future exam, they are asking more question on this particular, because sometimes this subject is called as environment and ecology. In sometimes they will say that environment science, both are same, means sometimes they will call as a EVS, that is environment science, and sometimes this is called as a environment and ecology. See, eco means environment, that is environment. Logy means study of environment, is called as ecology, means ecology. So that's why nowadays there is a huge current affairs on environment itself, right? You can say that each exams at least they are covering 8 to 10 question on environment, because I think you might have heard the term called as greenhouse gas, right? Greenhouse gas, best example, the India is the second largest roadway network in the world, and which means that we use more road transportation, that is every time we are burning a petrol, diesel, kerosene, right? Because of burning these fuel, they are emitting greenhouse gas. Then what is the meaning of greenhouse gas? If any gas have the ability to store sun radiation, that is temperature near to atmosphere area, that is called a greenhouse gas. Means if any gas have the ability or potential to store sun radiations or sun heat energy near to earth atmosphere, then it is called as a greenhouse gas. How exactly these gases are emitted? Because of the burning of certain fossil fuels, right? It can be a coal, it can be a crude oil, right? So in order to save the environment, nowadays every country is going for electrical vehicle, right? See, electrical vehicle is not the only solution for limiting environmental disturbance, but how exactly the energy is generated, that is very important, right? So that's why you can say that nowadays every government is going for lithium search. I think you might have heard the term called as lithium batteries, which have more durability and which is not going to cause anything, right? And again, even India also started cleaning lots of the environment, right? Best example, you might have heard the term called as every morning corporation is coming to collect waste, right? They are saying that please separate dry waste as well as wet waste, right? And somewhere they are going to dump, right? Again, they are using waste to make another product, right? That's why every time they are requesting, right? While going to shop, please avoid the plastic. If already using a product, please take every time that product itself, right? Product itself. Why? If I already have an object or I have a material, please go for reuse. So that's you can say that this subject is very important for IAS as well as KS, because every time they are saying that without environment we can't do. And during our preparation also, wherever you are going to study, the respecting that environment is very important, right? So that's why how exactly we are going to cover in this in this course, how exactly we are going to cover this chapter. I'll take a simple example. How exactly we have planned this chapter. So first and very important, that is terminology. Terminology. I'll take a simple example, because last time in 2020 KS prelims we had a question, that define, that is Match the, I think population. Population. We had a question to match the following regarding population. What is the meaning of community? Community. We have a match the following called ecosystem. Ecosystem, and we have a ecosphere. Ecosphere. In 2020 case, we had a question match the following environment terminology, that is population, community, ecosystem and ecosphere. So please try to remember, everything have defined on the surface of the earth based on the human activity. The best example, all these terms also depend based on only two things, that is, one means type of organism and specific location. Wherever any organism is going to present, based on that location we have a depend certain thing. The best example, population means one type of organism living in a particular area, that is the population. Means in population means we are taking only one type of organism in particular location, that's why we have a population, right? Best example, tiger reserves, we call it as a tiger reserves, right? We call as a elephant reserves, means only one type of organism in a particular area, that is called a population. In the same manner, community means different type of organism living in a defined area. I will take an example, our house itself, we are also one type of organism, right? We have a mosquito as an insect, we have a cattle, we have a cat, we have a dog, all different type of organism. Where exactly we are staying? In a house itself, right? That one defined area is called as a community. If you go for ecosystem, that is interaction, means if living organism and non-living things are having interaction in a particular area, that is called the ecosystem. Means the real, that is interaction, because in book what exactly we are going to read, the living organism we defined as a biotic things, right? Means the interaction between the biotic and abiotic exists in a particular area, then that is called the ecosystem. What exactly you have to understand here? See, without mug upping the definition, one has to understand that these keywords. One, what is the funda? Type of organism and specific location. Best example, the land. So right now I am a living organism, right? This marker is a non-living things. Even screen is also non-living things, right? But still we are having an interaction where in a studio, this is called as the ecosystem, commonly called as we are present on the surface of the land, right? That's why it is called as lithosphere is one ecosystem. If we have a water body, in water body also life exists, right? That is also called as a one ecosystem as a hydrosphere. We have an atmosphere. There also we have a gas, dust particle as well the birds, right? That is also called as a one ecosystem, that is atmosphere. And what exactly we are studying in this chapter? Just to have an interaction, right? So nowadays they are asking like this question. So that's why how exactly we have framed the syllabus for the course. So in order to understand the core meaning and in order to understand how exactly they are going to help for our examination, because always we will make syllabus according to the examination oriented, because our motto has to be selected, right? And please remember, son, here we are not going to work as any environment activist, right? We are going to work as an administrator. We have to give the policy for the government by saying that these policies are going to very important for the futuristic India, right? So that's why first we will go for terminology. How exactly we have framed syllabus? First terminology. Then we are going to say that. That is objectives. Then what are the objectives to study these topics? Then we are going to put types of organism, because we know that the 60% of the life exists on the surface of the earth, where 40% still below the water, right? We have to have a protection, right? I think recent exam, FD, I hope so. Recent in FD exam we had a question, right? Which of the following is the largest producer of oxygen on the surface of the earth? The option was algae, right? Because the 78% of the earth is covered with the water, that is ocean, right? So that's why the type of organism, because we are all called as a terrestrial organism, means any organism which is present on the surface of the earth, then we are called as that is terrestrial animals. If anything below the water means marine ecosystem. We know that ecosystem means particular location where we have an interaction. That's why then we have to go for nature. nature. We have to go for a nature also, where exactly we are living and how exactly we are going to have an interaction, because every organism have the same rights to live on the surface of the earth. Best example, I'll take a simple example. There is a quotation, okay. At present, what exactly happening on the surface of the earth? Wildlife is decreasing in forest area. They are saying that wildlife is decreasing in forest area, but increasing in society. What exactly they are saying? That wildlife is decreasing in forest area but increasing in a society. What exactly they saying? That maybe humans started disturbing the forest area to have a certain minerals or any activities. That activities are making another organism to shift from their location to another location, right? Because every organism from birth to death always they will try to struggle just to feed their stomach, right? That's why you can say that oftenly in news we are getting that that is tiger have found in a certain village. Why? Maybe the tiger is not having sufficient food in their area, right? That's why slowly it started shifting to human habitat, right? So that's why we have to study the nature also. Next, we have to study the nature also. Next, okay, what is the next? Now each country commitments. We have to go for each country commitments, right? Okay, because we can see that if there is a forest fire in Karnataka, it doesn't mean that it is going to affect only Karnataka. It is going to affect Karnataka. It may affect neighboring states also. It may affect a neighboring country, or it may affect the global countries, right? That's why each country commitments are very, very important. That's why you can say that. Maybe you might have heard the term called as, recently we are having a meeting, right? Conference of Parties 28th meeting, which is already completed in Dubai, right? Where what exactly they are thinking? So without hurting the environment, how exactly we have to have a better service. That's why they are saying that alternative we have to go. So that's why individual country commitments is very, very important, because we know that as population increase, obviously there will be huge demand for products, right? So that's why every country has to take certain commitment. Then only we can have a protection for the environment. Otherwise, we will not have protection for the environment. And that's why nowadays you can see that most of the questions are asking regarding that is each country commitment. Sometimes you might have seen that agreements. I'll take an example. Agreements means we have a Paris Agreement. Sometimes we are going to have a word called convention. Just example, UNFCCC. Don't worry, once you learn this topic, definitely will understand that what is the abbreviation, okay? Because we have a United Nation, right? United Nation always frame any commitment to just have a peace as well the protection of minerals for the future generation, right? That's why it say that United Nation Framework Convention on Climate Change convention means we stick with only one subject or one topic. So that's why you can say that agreements are very, very important, and their initiatives. I will take an example, because recently India have conducted 18th or 2023 G20 summit, right? G20 summit as a president, right? In order to reduce the dependence on fossil fuels, okay, which are causing global warming. The recently government of India started, okay, that is Global Biofuels Alliance, because examination they are asking such questions in such a way that whenever government of India is going to take an initiative for the betterment of environment, they are asking, because recently government of India said that it's better to go for the biofuel. Then what is the meaning of biofuels? Jaivika Indhana. What is the meaning of biofuels? Any fuel which is generated using the living organism or living organism waste, they are called as a biofuel. Best example, you might have heard the term called as ethanol. Because nowadays you can see that ethanol blending, maybe in petrol bank you are seeing two sections, right? Normal petrol as well the power. In power petrol they are added the ethanol just to reduce the emission, right? But in normal petrol they are not adding ethanol. That's why you can see that ethanol blend. Maybe you might have heard the term called as biogas. That is, okay, during our childhood days we had a biogas, right? That is gobar gas. Means we using the cattle dung or using the cattle waste, we can create energy, right? You can create energy, that is biogas. So that's why every country is fighting to go for alternative energy, because extensive use of environment always going to cause for the environment, and directly or indirectly it is going to affect on human being itself, right? Human being itself. So that's why nowadays every country is going for alternative way, because everywhere we can see that there is a talk about lithium, there is a talk about vanadium. Why? These can be used as a source of energy generation to store the energy also. That's why electrical vehicle, that's why. So each country commitment and their initiative we have to read separately, because these commitments can be asked in the form of statement. Okay, next, how exactly we have to prepare. Then at last we have to go for it, that is natural disasters. You can see that everything is going to submerge in the ocean bed. Ocean bed means you can see that we have constructed huge infrastructure using the river soil. But now you can see that because of the heavy flood, all the resources are going to erode from the mainland to ocean itself, right? Now you can see that every time we are hearing the term called as cyclones, we have earthquakes. Then as an aspirant, what exactly we have to study? Then what is the meaning of cyclone? What is the condition for the generation of cyclone? How exactly it's going to move from one location to another location? How we have to mitigate? Because every time cyclone is going to bring huge huge rainfall, right? In the same manner, we have seen earthquake, right? I think recently you might have heard the term called as Turkey. It has also destructed more habitat, right? Even earthquake is also having, right? Because two plates are moving means there is a generation of friction, right, which is going to shake the earth, right? In the same manner you can see that smoke, that is smoke plus fog, right? Because you can see that I think every time we are going to hear that Delhi air quality is this much worst, and Delhi is the worst capital in the world with respect to air quality. Why air quality is disturbing? If I have a bad air, it is going to affect on a human being, or it is going to affect on my body growth. Definitely we have to understand that what is the meaning of air pollution, and what are the reason for air pollution, how we can mitigate. Because see, we have to burn something to have a certain service, right? If I want to have energy, I need to burn a coal, right? Instead of coal, what exactly I am using, that is the changes, right? But because if I want to go for a lithium also, again I have to remove the forest area just to have a lithium. If I want to have a gold, again I have to dig the earth crust, right, just to have the gold, right? So that's we can see that air pollution. We can go for water one, because many diseases are waterborne diseases, right? Waterborne diseases. Best example, you might have heard the term called a dengue. Whenever there is a monsoon, definitely we can have a dengue, right? So that's why nowadays EVS subject, that is environment ecology subject, they are asking at least 10 to 12 questions on each exam, because without respecting a nature, we can't do anything, right? Because without nature, we can't do anything. Best example, during the second lockdown, we had a lot of the shortage of oxygen, right? Then every person have realized that what is the importance of nature, right? See, that's why nowadays exams are scoring topics are, that is, one is EVS, science and technology, current affairs. These three topics alone carrying 40% of your weightage. These topics are carrying 40% of weightage. Why? Because if I want to have an environment without disturbing the environment, if I want to have any money or economy, I must go for the use of science and technology itself. Means without disturbing the nature, if I want to go for money generation, I have to go for the use of science and technology. That's why during our course or in our course, how exactly we have framed? We have framed according to your examination, and we have framed according to the basic understanding level, where the normal candidate can also easily understand the basic topics. Okay, I hope this video have helped you at least few percent, because when duration or course start, definitely step by step we will go. As a overview video, I am going to cover only few topics, but in a regular class we will go by step. Okay, I hope you might have understand how exactly these topics are very important. Let's see, hope, okay, soon we are going to meet in a offline or online, whichever necessary, but these topics are very important for your examination. Okay, I hope in future, okay, or in future within the month or 2 months, we are going to have a notification, that is Karnataka Administrative Service. But it's better to prepare from now itself rather than waiting for examination date or notification. Okay, thank you guys, have a nice day.